What up, what up, what up? New JTO back in your face. I'm Jerry.
I'm Marcus.
Man.
We here, y'all.
Another week.
2020.
Hot summer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just been, I don't even know I have jeans on. It's a mistake.
This summer has been weird. Because it's only been hot, like, very specific days, man.
Yeah, like, when we decided to do this, it just turned up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fine. It was like, tomorrow will be cool, too.
You know how life works.
It was weird.
The sun waits for you to come outside. Then he turns it up.
Yeah, I don't know why it's been timing it's like that, but how you been?
I've been good, man. I've been learning how washers work.
Work. Deconstruction.
Yeah, I've been going for that test I was talking about for the transcription, man. So that's been good. Other than that, I've been on Twitter too much.
You on Twitter too much?
Yeah, we've talked about you can't really look at what these motherfuckers have to say on the internet.
Especially Twitter.
Yeah.
I hate Twitter, honestly.
Yeah.
We had a whole conversation about me using Twitter later. But, like, other than that, it's garbage. It's a broken platform for people talking nonsense.
It's toxic, the capital city.
It's
the Mecca.
It's like some biblical Sodom and Gomorrah bullshit. Like, it's all of that. Like, it's really the worst. Like, well, go ahead. I don't want to get to the whole thing.
No, my brain hurt. I was talking to people and it was like, you think you're coming in, just talking about some quick facts. Like, yeah, obviously that's not like that. Good. It was nice talking to you. All right, take it easy. Nah. This is them oppressing us. Like, no. I'm talking to a dude I'm talking to a dude. We're talking about men getting beat up by women. And
okay.
So he's coming in hot. I support what he's saying. Like, men shouldn't be getting beat up. Nobody should be getting beat up. It's not that hard of a concept. But he's coming in with too much energy about it. And at one point I'm like, yeah, well, the only problem is dudes ain't getting beat up by no women enough for this to be a thing. And he's like, well, it's similar statistics, la la la. I'm like, well, that's tit for tat. I mean, you can't get... whatever statistics he's coming with, it doesn't matter.
Right, super people.
It really doesn't matter because even let's say statistics are real.
I don't give a shit about the argument.
It really doesn't. Yeah.
Let's get back to the crux. Let's get back to the crux. What are you doing? So why are you on Twitter? Like when
I'm on Bitcoin Twitter.
Okay,
I'm on Bitcoin Twitter.
You're
strictly Bitcoin
Twitter. You're on
Twitter.
crypto Twitter.
And
which is already toxic, but it's some good information, but it's pretty.
It gets weird.
Overall toxic environment.
It gets weird
with some light spots. So you're on crypto Twitter, and
I'm posting I post like some light like pro black people stuff. I post like it really shouldn't have done anything, and I tracked it back to it. Huh?
I mean,
well, yes. I done multiple posts, so I mean, like, it was like 2-3 posts. And
I want to see the meme. I want to see what happened. I want to see.
No, nothing happened on the post.
Well, okay.
But after I got that, I got a follow from, just regular people. Yeah, and, you follow back, whatever. You keep it pushing. And this is where it all went wrong. See, I've had to like peel the onion back of where I messed up on Twitter because it was a very peaceful existence for a while. Like, I got on there, you look, there's people like, oh yeah, this is the trade, these are the charts. Every post was a chart. It was very simple. Like, one day I'm on there and I'm like, yeah, I don't know why, like, I'm feeling triggered today. And I'm scrolling to see what people are thinking on charts, and I see one of the this person that had followed you from the very start. He liked this, and it's just some toxic shit. And I'm like, that's where it all went wrong. So I went back. unfollowed all of these people, blocked and muted them. I've deleted every post that could give me any algorithm.
Sure. Okay.
And so far, it's been back to peace.
How do you even fight with a guy? That's what we're like.
Oh, well, that was just through that process. Like, I was seeing more of these kind of posts, and like, I be having shit to say, man. I be talking shit. So
now, right as you're saying that, right as it comes from your mouth right now, you do understand that that is how the algorithm knows you're interested in it, is when you go and click on said thing and then leave a response and possibly retweet shit. You understand that's the algorithm you're fighting? Your own interests? People think that the algorithms are lying to you, giving you shit that you're not going to engage with. But the reason it's giving you the shit is because you have something to say.
Well, see, the thing is, like, I know the algorithm is bringing me that, but it's bringing me the most toxic version of that.
No, but
immediately
you keep pressing it though, like it's the
that was the whole point of looking at why that started, because for a long time I didn't have that on Twitter.
Yeah, okay, I mean that's
the whole that was the whole problem.
But I'm saying you're undoing this said work by then going on to it.
That all happened, and after all of this has happened, I've gone back and deleted all of that stuff. I've not done anything.
This happened before.
Yeah, all of this already went down. I'm past it.
Purge.
Yeah, but
right, so
it was a realization that this is because I'd never used Twitter. Not really. I'd been on there just to see what it was. I've been on there to be on crypto Twitter. But I've never hit the discover button. I wasn't looking hard into the trends. I wasn't doing all that. I knew what I was there for. I'm here for a specific reason. I'm leaving when I'm done. But I dabbled a little, and it went so wrong.
Yeah.
I've never had something on the internet affect my mental when I got off the internet. I've got off of it and been upset. I've been upset, but I got off of Twitter and I was actually I felt angry. Like normally it's just that was some old bullshit. But I could walk away and maybe take a breath, drink a cup of water. I'm fine. That didn't happen. He doesn't matter. But on Twitter, you just see how fast all of this has happened with these people, and you don't need to even conversate. Just seeing it is enough.
Yeah.
The fuck?
This is why
we had that talk, and that's when it really all came together. I was like, yeah, see, it's him, it's his, it's all these people.
Yeah, and honestly, that's why I think filtering what you intake is just as important as anything else. You should treat it, I guess, as you would a diet per se. Once to get some nutritional stuff that you're learning from. But even if it's entertaining, it's not destructive. In your, because I feel like
you have to look out for that.
Yeah, because I don't feel bad about sometimes you want to have some junk food, right? And that's whatever. But there's some things where it's alright, this is not only junk food, but this is killing me. They didn't have to fry it the third time. You know what I'm saying?
There's levels.
Yeah, the third layer of bacon, I don't know if that's completely necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Might have changed my mind right there.
It was the most fucked up thing I'd seen in America to date. I was in Las Vegas a couple weeks ago for a weekend and was in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street, right? Just walking up and down there. I hadn't realized I hadn't walked all the way from end to end. I'd been there a couple times and bop and whatever. But yeah, at one end of this street is everything is why 9/11 happened. is why is everything wrong. It was called the Heart Attack Cafe or restaurant. And it's basically everything in the whole theme of this meal could kill you. Right? And and there's like windows up so you can kind of see in, see what's going on. Bro, everyone's sitting down, has a goddamn hospital gown on. Like that's their bib, I guess, for you. A giant ass hospital gown with the ass out. And I don't know what, I guess your drink comes in it or whatever. Everyone has an IV bag attached. And I guess that's like the drink. I mean, not attached, but like at your table. And I'm just looking at this like, this is the most disrespectful shit I've ever seen to anything. Like,
oh yeah.
And then they have this giant ass scale outside of it. And it's like over 350 pounds each for free. And you can step on the giant scale and it puts your weight up and then whatever. You can eat for free if you're over 350. And I'm just like, what are we doing? What is this for? And there are people inside eating. I'm like, why? If anyone's gonna just quick asterisk right here. This is the moment to do it. I do not promote acts of terrorism or acts of violence against any human being for any reason. It's all not that serious.
Oh, we can't smile right now.
No, that's serious time. Not serious time. If there were a time for that shit, it's right there. Anytime or today. Because what the fuck is that? Like, that is the sickest shit I've ever seen. Like, and how, if you died there, how dare you give them what they want? Giving them this extra promotion. Like, if an ambulance pulls up to the heart, like heart attack cafe.
IVs.
Huh?
What if he mixes up IVs?
Mixes up IVs, Kool-Aid in the vein. He said, "Oh, thank God you have one of these. Why is it red? Oh, wait. Why do you have blood? It's Kool-Aid. What? Why do you have this? It's such bullshit.
Insta cancer, if I've ever heard of it.
Yeah, it's the worst. It was the worst thing I'd ever seen. It was literally. Yeah, I don't even know.
No.
I think I was trying to tie this to Twitter somehow. And,
ultimate toxicity.
Yeah, that wasn't my original point, but it works. I'm good with it though. Yeah.
Or the range that Twitter has for usefulness versus.
I don't know why. That just pissed me off, and I think I just had to get it off. It was like, what the fuck is this? I can't believe this is real. Like, and I remember hearing about it. Like, there's like just a.
I've heard of it by name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so this has been on like a countdown somewhere on some food channel that I happened to see like one day. Like, so that means people. It's an establishment. It's doing well, and everything about that makes me sick to my stomach. Like, it's really fucked up.
I think it's called Food Insider. On Instagram. Yeah, we're back to being normal humans. So on Food Insider, they pop up all these different kinds of channels or these restaurants that are around. And I noticed like a big theme of it was just being almost outrageously unhealthy or just really big. And I love it.
Yeah.
But it's like...
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, it's...
And even I get like I'm not mad at like the cronut. I'm mad at what? You mad at it?
What are we doing? Like, why we got to do all that? There's some shit we just don't need, bro. Like,
well, we don't need everything. Most things.
We don't.
So it's a slippery slope.
There's some things.
Slides fast.
There's some things where it seems like we're jumping on a slippery slope of just fucking with the bullshit.
No, but see, I'm not mad at people trying shit, or even like. Because that's whatever. Like, in everything, every discovery doesn't have to be the great thing.
And I'm just going to say this because I actually had a dream about it. If any of y'all motherfuckers fry oatmeal, I hate you. Just saying.
What? Fried oatmeal?
Yeah, I don't know why I had a dream like that.
You had a dream about fried oatmeal?
Yeah, it was a dream where I was somewhere where they were frying like all the food. And at one point, at one point the oatmeal comes up, and I'm just like,
"That's too far."
It woke me up.
That's too far. It woke you up.
What the fuck?
What? That's funny as shit.
Not built for this. Like, excuse me? Yeah, you know, like
that's funny.
They start off regular, you know, chicken. Da 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 da. We fried the spaghetti. Okay, continue. We got the popcorn. We throw it in the fryer. Okay, y'all are a little strange. Yeah, we even got the fried oatmeal if you need that. And no.
Fried popcorn. What would that even be?
It was just like
just greasy.
Little,
crunchy.
Just little,
crunchy. Huh?
Just little.
Have you seen that? Did you see that somewhere and then brought that into your dream, or did you?
Bro, I don't know. I don't know where this shit comes from. these dreams, bro. At one point I thought they were omens. Now I just think my brain has way too much imagination time. Cause the shit gets random, and I be waking up. Don't even be wanting to talk about it. Like, this is just creepy. I don't know.
Fried spaghetti. Is it crunchy spaghetti now? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, a little bit. And it was almost like, I think that one did come from somewhere. I feel like I saw somewhere where they fried spaghetti and used it as like a taco shell or some shit.
It sounds like, oh, wait.
Yeah, I feel like I saw that one, actually.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I've seen that. I know what you're talking about. Or at least, yeah.
Something like that I thought.
Yeah, that was fucked. Yeah.
Food Insider.
Yeah.
It was them.
I know what you're talking about.
That.
God damn. Yeah. Okay.
Some of this shit, it's just...
Yeah, but I guess... yeah.
Why?
But see, like, alright. I guess... yeah, I don't have a problem with any of those things, really. They're all crazy. But I do have a problem to a place being built...
around the death.
That's death around
they're
it.
Delivering.
Yeah, it's a cathedral to dropping dead in a plate. Like, it's weird. It's a weird thing to have as your theme.
Yeah, I think that's the attraction, but it's the most toxic attraction. I see it. It's just toxic as fuck. Because, I mean, the whole point of the game is, if you like to eat, and you like to eat fried food, and you like that kind of a flavor, we got what you need.
But that's beyond that, though. Like,
if you like diabetes, the flavor, we got you.
No one thinks that. That's what I'm saying. Like, who does that appeal to?
It appeals to a lot of motherfuckers. There's whole YouTube channels. Like, I can't remember the names. People show me these things. I'm not that explored with my YouTube shit. But there's like this guy, and he bought, like, you know what I'm talking about? He bought like 55 burgers, and then he wrapped them in bacon, and the whole theme of the video was like more bacon, like 80 times.
Bacon and bacon. Shirts. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a hungry or fuck. I forgot. It's long. I've watched that forever.
He is an epic human being.
Epic mealtime.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brandon, they got you.
Yeah.
No, that's tight though.
Well, no, it was tight, but I was saying that to say that's like the toxicity. That's the same toxicity that brings you in. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
It's the same thing.
It's not though. Big ass difference.
Well, I mean, just say their menu though. That menu is probably on fire. I bet it is.
The giant difference is at the Heart Attack Cafe, one of the epic mealtime things is a single portion. Like, he doesn't sit down and eat like that whole thing. There was never the point. That's not the part of the challenge.
Yeah.
It's usually split up between like 50 people. Like, and then it's just burgers wrapped in like extra layer of bacon. So it becomes like a less crazy thing if you split it amongst a horde of people. But if the whole point is to give you a meal that could possibly kill you, that's insane.
Are you sure about that part?
I'm positive.
Like, I saw him like put his face like in the food.
Yeah,
like it was a whole thing.
Because it's not about eating the food; it's about making that.
Oh, okay.
Like, and you can even watch. Like, I remember when this came out. Like, because you can watch like I don't know, probably all the episodes were pretty much the same, but like there's other people there, and then like at the end when they're like cutting it up, like in some of the early ones at least, everyone had like a piece of it. It was like a whole like party.
Okay,
full of people afterwards. So it's just the craziness of doing that. But like if that point of that show was for him to then eat that thing, That's a whole different show, and that is disgusting.
I thought that was. I truly believe that was the point. I thought
It's not the point at all.
face in the batter, like he was doing this. It was.
Of course, that's not eating the whole plate of batter. That's a big difference. Between, and he's not like, look at the guy. Like,
no, for sure.
He's not like pretty fit.
Hey, I don't know what it is.
His sidekick is literally known for being Jack. He's muscle glasses. That's his name. So that you can see they're healthy people in the act of doing bullshit.
This is why I preface with I'm not explored with this stuff, and I really don't even know this guy well. I was shown this video of him.
I remember it was a phenomenon when it came out, and they've spun it into a lot. That was almost 10 years ago.
Okay, yeah, it was super old. It was super old.
We're talking about. I know they're the only people that do this.
Okay.
Epic Meal Time.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Canadians. But yeah, they're. So that's a big difference between that. Like, one's just having fun. The other one's literally a challenge not to die. One's like skydiving on a plate without the thrill of skydiving. Just the I've been full for 20 minutes. I'm still eating. I don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Like, I
feel you on that.
It's a horror movie without any of the good production. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and imagine if they were able to make a chain.
Fuck no.
Whew. Imagine.
It's too. No, I don't want to imagine. Fuck you for even posing that. There's one too many. You know, like, you want them to add a second location? That's assuming that there isn't a second location.
When I said chain, I thought that was like 10, 20. Like, I was.
2 is too many. I'm pissed off that I saw 1. You're talking about 10? What the fuck are you talking about? It's insane. It's over. If it's over. If you can ever. I don't even want to tempt the universe by finishing that sentence. I won't do it. It just can't happen. It cannot happen.
It's wild, man.
It can't happen. No. No.
Yeah, and I mean, that does put it in perspective because, like, I do like the Jumbo Candy channel on Instagram. And I want to
just be on different parts of the internet. We've said this before, but like, talking about
yeah, they have like these. It's this like box of like Sour Patch Kids. It's like this big, bro. I don't know why they do these things. The world isn't ready for this.
Alright, what else we got? We gotta move on.
We can get real out here. You know, we can talk about Spotify.
It's not be real. It just has to be not this. I don't know where we are anymore.
Yo, I thought I saw cereal boxes out of this world. Yeah, I thought they had like these jumbo cereal boxes. Like,
are you still? What are you talking?
This is like some jumbo candy.
Where?
Channel on Instagram.
Are you still on the Instagram? No. Getting away from this shit. The fact that you could ever pull out your phone to go look at giant candy on purpose is insane.
No, that's Food Insider, bro. I'm trying to tell you, there are different things. It's
all. I'm putting it all in the same. Fuck bullshit. I don't know. It's weird how I judge what I judge. I judge that crazy, but I watched speedruns for like 8 hours the other day. There's just people playing video games. Don't have a console hooked up anywhere. Just couldn't be happier.
Well,
so like,
I mean, it's just the enjoyment you get out of the stuff. Because I mean, and
no, but like, I can see that they're like the same and it's all for nothing. But I can judge your nothing with venom. That makes no sense really at the end of the day. But it's come from a very real place of what the fuck.
Well,
I just can't.
Well, that's just everyone's levels of what the fuck. Because like for me, I've seen too much what the fuck to the point where I'm like, the what the fuck looked back. I looked into the what the fuck and the what the fuck looked back into me. So now like I'm watching Paradise PD. laughing like a madman, but I also got to be able to come out and be like, okay, well, you're crazies. It's not that crazy.
It's not even like that though. Like, I'm trying to think what example
because
the giant candy.
the one I used to not understand at all. Like I couldn't even.
Well,
the Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cards past like maybe like elementary, middle school. Like it didn't make no sense. We've talked about this.
That was definitely a whole episode.
Yeah, we've talked about this.
I had to let that shit go. It's weird. I think it did in that episode.
Well, the thing is, like, it's normally not such an event to let it go. Like, normally it's just like, it happened. It kind of fell off.
Just talk about these things ever. That's not really part of it.
Oh, I thought you were saying something else. Okay, I get what you're saying now.
Like, we had the luxury to even have that kind of discussion about how crazy that these things still exist and whatever. And what even that means to us.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's in the scope of crazy with this social media shit. It's nothing. Like I feel like the internet's desensitized me to crazy a lot.
I think see, I don't want to get because I'm using crazy loosely, but then there's a crazy that's like real, and I wasn't trying to mix in with that, but it's all there.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to slip into that.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm just talking about.
Need to get real.
I'm just talking about levels of bullshit.
Well, see,
but not.
I was talking about like Animal Crossing. I was talking about like the weird fascination with Invader Zim. I was talking about.
Oh, okay, we're right. Well, okay. What about these things?
It's just I'm desensitized to it completely. I've seen so many different ones. It's like, oh well, I mean, yeah, people are into shit. Like this really.
Were you never into Invader Zim?
No, I wasn't into Invader Zim. I wasn't buying backpacks and shit. What you mean? Like,
he's never into it. It's like a cartoon.
No, like.
Alright.
I saw it. It was cool.
It probably actually might make sense.
Like there's a level of television
for it, or too.
You can't be too young for it. It's always ready for you.
No, you can't be too young for it. But like you could have. I can't remember when that was for me. So that had to be like different. I guess is my point. Like yeah, I don't know. That could have just missed you. Not even that it's like great.
No, dude, like, I watched it. Like it wasn't a bad show. But I'm saying like when I started like going to school, like it wasn't just like people like just saw the show and it was like cool. I'm talking, it was like near obsession. Oh, they had the gear. They were doing it all. It was just like, and when I first saw that, it was kind of weird to me. It was strange. But like I've gotten onto the internet and I had a computer for a good amount of time and now it's like, yeah, that's really nothing. That's nothing.
Yes, really not. I
just recently learned what a furry is, and that's like some cult strangeness.
You mean like sexual furries, right?
No. I was talking about the motherfuckers that dress up in custom made mascot gear and use their persona as a furry to boost their confidence and shit like that.
Yeah.
This is the same shit?
Yeah, they're just fucking in suits.
Oh my god. That's another level to this.
That's really the whole.
Well, someone I was talking to, they brought up furries, and I basically was like, yeah, I've never heard of no shit like that. That sounds strange. And he was like, well, it's kind of like a cult. And he showed me a video, and it explained how it worked. And
I don't think it's so much.
I didn't know there was fucking. I just thought they. I thought they just had like very low confidence and.
Well, let's be clear, any cult, they're fucking. That's just building some cult. But even if this isn't, even if this isn't that, like, I mean, I don't know if that's not, but it's everything you just said. But yeah, there's definitely fucking involved. That might not be the crux of it, but that also, for some, I think it is. So I don't know. I can't. Yeah.
It's obviously some levels to this furry game. We do not know the real depths. If y'all know, let us know, because this is.
No, I don't really need to be informed on this either. So, no, that's one thing in the scope or in the mission to learn more and gain information, understanding, blah blah blah. You got to realize that some shit you don't need to know, and not that it's too crazy or whatever to handle. It just doesn't matter.
Waste of brain space.
Not, but like detrimentally though. Like not only does it take up brain space, but it kills everything it's next to. Just because it's so crazy and so fucked. Like, you know what I'm saying? That if you even dive in that part of the brain, you can't focus on anything else but that thing. So it would benefit you if that thing weren't there to begin with. But
Twitter.
I just realized what we were talking about because I'm about to get back to it now. We made it. It's about filtering out what you put in, what you watch. That's how this whole thing started. Yeah. Because like I tried to make the junk food thing and we turned into. That's how we got in the heart attack. Like, yeah, it's nuts. But yeah,
The
so
circles.
you gotta filter out what you take in because like once you see something you can't see it. That's why like when all the every time there's like a crazily murder, just grizzly or whatever, I'm like, alright. I get the gist of it. If I see it though, I won't be able to get that emotion off. Like that's for however long I remember. That can just never go away. And I feel that way about like, super real violent stuff, but then just if it's too gross or too, even something that's just gonna piss me off. Like even like I took Facebook off my phone, the app. Even just scrolling through it, I see something that's like, ugh. Not only did I not agree with this, but I have something to say. Like I felt like I felt. I wouldn't do that, but I close it and it just wouldn't go away up here. It's still playing, and I'm just like, I'm mad about something, someone's opinion, so it doesn't matter. And then also, this doesn't like I got things to think about. Like this can't take up any of my. So like, immediately I was just like, I gotta get this off my phone. This can't happen ever.
For real.
This moment. So I feel like that about a lot of things, like horror movies. Like, so I stay away from those in general because I don't like the feeling. Sorry,
You're all good. You're all good.
Yeah, like in general, I don't like the feeling of being just scared and shit. But then also, like in the goal of scaring people, you're gonna put in some shit that you can't unsee for that effect.
Yeah.
And if you're doing your job right, you're gonna fuck up my night, possibly the next couple of months or however long this shit lasts with me.
I watched this video. I watched this video. It was. I mean, we don't really need to stick on the video. It doesn't matter. But it was about alt-right radicalization, and it really opened my eyes just about how social media weasels thoughts into your head and how that fucks people up. Because it was essentially to say like, there's no person that's over your head like saying oh da 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 and you agree with them, but it's like a slow transition of you see someone have like a crazy response to something you think is regular, and if it gets too crazy, it makes you dig in your heels against said group. So then you've dug in your heels, and this is why I didn't even understand the fortune of I wasn't using any social media heavily. I haven't for years. If I scroll it, I'm really just playing for a couple seconds and I'm off. But yeah, and that's why I doubled down on that thought process with Twitter. But motherfucking
yeah, it's just worse. And Twitter's just worse because it's built for misunderstandings. It's like a
character limit, all that shit.
It's just like it's made for short burst thoughts in the now, which are some of your worst. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can get some good stuff, but you're gonna get a lot of terrible. And what's even worse about those things, because of the nature of it, people won't even stand on those feelings 10 minutes from then because they didn't really mean it that deeply to begin with. It was just a thought. You know, our thoughts are crazy. If I felt everything I thought, I don't know what it'd be. It'd just be a whole lot of craziness.
It is something to be said about being able to argue and beef with somebody from the comfort of your own home, in your pajamas, on your telephone. That's really crazy. Like, you didn't need to get dressed. You didn't need to go anywhere. You're really doing this whole beef with all like comfort. Because like part of the video that was pretty cool was that it was saying a lot of these people, they don't hold the same ideas if you're talking to a regular person. You talk to a regular person, a lot of those ideas aren't as strong because the ideas and the weird toxicity is built through not having that interpersonality with other people. It's a disconnect.
I'm saying like even if that's definitely true. But I think like even if I feel like having a quick reaction that matters takes practice, right? Because you have to really be good at processing information and then regurgitating like a feeling out of that. And it just takes time to do that, especially depending on how big the subject matter is, just on what scale it is. But on Twitter, you get to just do it, like, try it. So you open it up, there's shit trending, right? So now that there's like 10 things that happen across the world that people are talking about or interested in or whatever. Click on that, or headline. What new headlines? Some divisive. Coronavirus numbers spike in Texas. That's trending number one for the day, case, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then, so now you have people.
Or WAP.
Huh?
Or WAP.
That's even better, because then you have people talking about videos that they hadn't seen, all like mad about something that they haven't seen yet. That's really, and it doesn't matter, and it's the same argument we've been having for over a century. It's like all those things at once, and no one gets any of that. It's people like just dealing with things without knowing how to argue. People having opinions that don't matter. People having opinions that they don't even mean. Even it's a lot of just trolling. People literally saying what they don't mean, just for the sake of getting a reaction from it. So like, it's just bad. It's just a bad
environment.
Yeah, it's just done. It could be better, but I don't think we need it. I think it's a failed experiment, to be honest. But I felt that way forever, and it's still here. So, yeah. Not that it's like succeeding crazy. It's just I think Trump like saved Twitter. Like when he started doing this thing there, and then he started getting really traffic back. But I think people were pretty over it, and then he gave him like a lifeline.
The political lifeline.
But yeah, there's so many better internet communities. Like Reddit's awesome. Like I mean, it can be harsh, but I feel like it's honest though. At least where it needs to be. Like imagine different sub communities, and each sub community can even have different feelings. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good one. Instagram's solid in general. I don't know what the fuck's going on TikTok.
What I like about Reddit, even though I don't use it heavily, is that it seems like it's supposed to be that. That's the whole point. It's supposed to be a space where you make spaces, and you get to make your own rule book on how that space works. So you get to create your own environment.
Yeah, but
it's
not really. That's because most people aren't creating that space.
Yeah, but they join one, and the quality of that sub community is the quality of your experience on that social media. Like for Twitter, you're gonna follow good and bad people, but a lot of the problem is in the character limit, the way the trending thing goes, and then just the trend of toxicity that's played out over time.
Well, yeah, I mean, and beyond all that, there's no focus on it. Like most social media, like
Except like LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn is good because everyone's on there for a purpose or a general attitude. But in the same, like with Reddit, like different communities are for what they are, and they all have rules. So that's the thing. Also has rules, just as a baseline. Everyone just can't post on there. Like you can't just go into a community and just post unless you've proven that you can do this. Like you can handle this responsibility and not be an asshole. And as soon as they see you being such, it won't even get to the point. It won't even let you post, or a mod will come in and take you down because you're breaking rules or whatever. Like it's stringent on that. Yeah, I don't know. It's better organized. The conversation on there, they can evolve into bullshit for sure, but there's more decorum, I guess, just in general. And that's reiterated where that needs to be. It's helpful when it needs to be. It's funny. It can be honest when it needs to be. Helpful. It's just a better built communication apparatus. And yeah, I think I don't know if YouTube would be better, but but I still go right above it because YouTube's a little different.
I'd put YouTube above Reddit, but I would. They're for different purposes, so they're hard to
compare. What I'm saying. Yeah, comparing is weird. I can only put Reddit above YouTube as far as not like overall. I'm saying as
like a comment section back and forth.
As a communication platform, just for people communicating, like because anyone can. YouTube,
anybody can get in that comment section and say any kind of shit.
Yeah, but even beyond that, anyone can post a video. That's the real communication on YouTube. The comment section's floppy in that.
I don't even look at them really.
No, but the videos themselves, that's where everyone can participate and everyone can whatever. Same with YouTube, anyone can, or Reddit, anyone can comment on certain things or make certain posts. Well, not everyone. Yeah, I don't know. They're different. Comparing them is too strange. It's dual. Yeah. It's not.
They have different purposes.
Completely.
They have the same goals, but they have a different purpose, a different way of getting there.
I don't even know if they have the same goals.
Spread information.
Yeah.
But their way of doing it's just different.
Spread information.
Yeah, that YouTube wants to broadcast the information to you. Reddit wants to have a discussion about the information with you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
But I would say in the wars of talking to people, of people talking to people outside of your messengers apps. I think Reddit crushes like Twitter and Facebook.
It probably crushes all of them, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's just built on it. Like, even when saying that, I think that Instagram is for still getting information out there, but you're showing off highlights of information. More
Instagram, I think you'd have to group closer to YouTube.
Yeah, it's closer to YouTube. Well, I'd say it's closest to Facebook. But it's because Facebook is they just connecting added with showing off your day-to-day highlights.
I would put Facebook and Twitter closer connected.
You would?
Yeah. Then just because the medium matters, like text versus
people using it.
No.
Okay, wait.
No, the medium of like information being exchanged, like videos versus images versus text primarily.
Okay.
And I know obviously Instagram is the picture and the text, and Facebook could be any of it. but it's really what do people go on there and how do they consume it. And most people are reading Facebook. You read Twitter, even though there's videos and stuff on there, but you're reading it. Instagram, you're less reading it. The words are super optional. You're taking these images, and then you can read. Reading is more secondary there. YouTube, you're reading titles, and the comments section reading is completely secondary to the actual video. I think that matters.
No, that's a good breakdown.
You know what I'm saying? And Reddit would be in that first text base. Like you read Reddit.
It's just the best at it.
I think you have the best conversations with a variety with strangers. Facebook, you're not having a conversation with strangers. It's only a friend group and people that comment under your feelings. That's super bubbly, and that's why you get the shit that you get with it, because they're gonna keep you in that bubble by showing you things that they know you'll like or hate. Regardless, you're gonna keep interacting with it, so it's gonna keep you in a bubble of information. You're not gonna learn anything new. You're not going on Facebook to learn something new. Twitter, you're not going on Twitter to learn anything. You're here to say, I'm here, this is how I feel, suck my dick, and then you get to argue that point until you're finished taking a shit. And then Reddit's not that. People will ask questions and you get like real answers from qualified people. Like, there's like a Ask a subreddit, and people will be like, one I saw today was Nurses of Reddit. What's the craziest thing someone has said coming out of anesthesia, like that you've seen? So you get nurses responding. You know what I'm saying? Not just. I mean, could it be someone pretending to be a nurse? I guess.
But like a whole extra step.
It's a whole extra step of crazy that if you did this, then we'll take that, bro. We'll have to eat that L because. Okay, we just weren't accounting for this. But like for the most part, you're getting like real responses from nurses and people being like, then even them being able to elaborate on those, and there's so little trolling, or like trolls make sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because everyone's gonna have like inside jokes in any community, and that happens there. So it's fine, but you can see that for what it is. It's not someone being absurd for no reason, because there's no value in it. Reddit doesn't reward being an asshole. It matter of factly works on the karma system where it doesn't that doesn't benefit you. Like, if people don't like what you said, they can just download it and whatever, and you lose points and credibility on your account or whatever. But then also people don't even see it; it's buried. It's just not it's not rewarded. Where in Instagram comment section, that's what Cardi B was talking about. Whenever she's talking about it, like taking away the comments, when they're talking about taking away the follow counts and stuff, she was like, "Yeah, you can take away the likes in the comment section." That's when it gets crazy, because people say crazy shit, and then people just like it there, and there's no dislike button, so there's no balance there. So they hit the like, and then the crazy comment gets fed up crazier, and then people have the long string of comments on it. It just becomes a toxic
loop.
Yeah, just a loop of bullshit, because it's rewarding that behavior, and all the other ones do it. Retweet, same thing. If you Twitter, if you retweet something and your response is angry, you still retweeted it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you did that, just hate, they still got stats up on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no. If you do that on Reddit, you have to go do it on another social media thing. It's like, it's like fans of it. Like, if you want to go talk that crazy shit about this you saw here over there, you can take that. But no, that's their responsibility. That's Facebook or Twitter. And that's, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do it on here, you can do it, but if they don't agree with you, you're just gonna go away, and it's gonna disappear, I'm not gonna argue back and forth. It's just gonna disappear, and that's it. It's tight.
It qualifies hard.
It's underrated. I don't know how it's not. I mean, it's big.
It's boring.
How?
Because it's just text.
It's not just text.
Well, I mean,
Text,
it's
pictures,
so
videos.
it's so text based.
What does that have to do with Twitter? Twitter's all text based.
People are using it for
Can't say, I mean,
regular person.
terrible
Well, I'm saying because like the regular person I bet that uses Reddit, they're on Reddit, they're getting information, they're reading different subreddits. It's a lot of reading. I've not heard of them using pictures, videos. I've seen it when I got on there. I saw
You've
it.
seen pictures on Reddit, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Videos. There's
Yeah,
all
it's
video subreddits where it's all video.
Yeah, but I mean I didn't even know that existed until I got there.
Yes, that's a text.
Like I didn't even know that was a thing. But I knew. Well, I'm saying because like a lot of these social medias, I didn't really have the Twitter. I didn't really know shit either. But when I expected to get on there, and people are posting crazy videos. I expected to see some wild pictures, and I expected to hear some ridiculous discussions. That's what I expected before I got there, and it was just like how I thought. And I mean, it was so much worse, but it was the expectation. For Reddit, it was more than I expected, but I don't know how much people are using those. The Reddit users are using those things. And then Reddit also has I don't know how much people are looking at pictures and videos in comparison to just reading for information.
That's a terrible argument. It's
and then really bad. They probably just have less people.
Like some of the most popular. Yeah, that's not an argument for why it's not more popular. That they have less people. That's because it's less popular.
Yeah.
No. All right. Yeah. You can take another stab at it. That was a really bad stab.
And celebrity. Lack of celebrity power.
That's decent.
Because I've never heard of.
No. Something.
Except like he went undercover on Reddit, and that doesn't really get any views, so it doesn't matter.
No, the closest people will do like AMAs on Reddit. Just ask me anything. There's been a couple famous AMAs. That's the closest you get to like celebrity power there, but there's no like superstar. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah.
But that keeps it. Just keeps it right. I don't know.
No, I mean,
well, not even
like I don't think that Reddit's built to be. And the reason I said it's boring is because I don't think it's built to be.
But you didn't make a good argument for why it's boring.
Yeah, I understand that. That's why I had to say that's what I'm building on. That, well, I mean, the celebrity power is a whole chunk of it.
Yeah,
but I'm saying it's not built on.
But I don't think most things are built off. Ooh.
Yeah, I think Facebook's built on connection and fun.
It's definitely not built off celebrity. That had nothing to do with it. That wasn't even part of its inception.
Oh no, the celebrity bit was more for Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
For Facebook, it's really people and then funny videos, inside jokes with your friends, the groups, maybe the marketplace if you're about that.
It's about just being able to contact your friends. But I think it still holds true there.
But for Reddit, it's a lot of my understanding of it. I mean, you could tell me a better. You could tell me a better. You tell me a better version of.
Like you keep talking about it. Like
I've been on there, but I mean, like.
I guess no. Yeah, I get. Okay.
I on all the other social medias, I immediately run into like memes or shit like that, and I mean, it's the way I use it. It's the way I use it. And when I got on Reddit, I didn't get on there to, kind of like Twitter, I didn't get on there to look at funny shit. I kind of was on there just to explore, but a lot of the things I run into was, these things work like this, or electrical shit, or debates on political shit. That's a lot of what I was seeing, or TV show debates. I saw a lot of debating. That's what I saw on Reddit a lot. And it was It was productive if you care about the subject. It definitely shed light on more things, but it wasn't. I didn't do a lot of giggling. I get on Instagram, be giggling and shit all the time. I got to get off there because it's just too much.
Too much what?
Too much fun and giggling and shit. Like
you've never. But
yeah, I didn't have that experience on Reddit though. Like, and that's why I'm saying, tell me a better version of like your experience on Reddit.
It just is. I don't think it's different in that. I don't think that part of it is different than like the others. Because you can do whatever you want on it. Your feed can be nothing but educational memes. It could be literally nothing but porn. Same thing as Twitter. Like same thing as Instagram. Same thing as like all of them.
All of them allow for everything.
All of them are gonna really. At the end of the day, as far as the information that's dictated to you, if you use it for enough time, it's going to be full of what you like, your interests, things that are not what you like. That's the misconception, honestly. What you engage with. So whether you love it or hate it, it doesn't know. It just knows that you're hitting it.
You're gonna click.
There's a caveat there with Reddit that makes it different than all of the other ones. Reddit has downloading. You can say, I don't like this actively. Click it. I don't want to see this again. Same thing with comments. All the other ones, you can only say, I like it, or you ignore it. But people take that dislike, the energy that would go into a dislike button, that goes into the comments. And a comment counts as not technically a like, but a positive engagement. A positive engagement. There's no negative engagement, even if people are saying die. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a positive engagement towards you of I want more of this. So yeah, all of them can be curated to the exact same information. It's just the same people.
Yeah.
Posting the same shit from all these places. Like, it's just the same stuff. But with that said, I feel like there's an extra layer of conversations that are possible there. I think that's what distinguishes it for me. Like, you can get all the same shit, but then also you can really have real conversations about it or whatever. Like, you can ask random questions. Like, there's a whole subreddit called Scared to Ask. People just ask things that they wouldn't ask whoever, and get some wild ass real answers just going down. It's like, oh shit, yeah. Things you hadn't thought about, things you had thought about. It's just real.
Yeah. What do you think is the reason it doesn't have as many people as the others?
I don't know why it's more popular than Twitter. Besides, no. Okay, take it back. Twitter is like for all its problems, what it does do right is give you a sense of what's happening this second. Like if something terrible happens, like a bomb goes off somewhere, people are going to start tweeting about it in that area, and then immediately it's going to trend. Like, so you know that that's happening there. That's like first response news in some places or for some things, and so that's it's really good at that. Like, it's the best thing we have actually for that. Knowing real time when things are happening in certain places just from people reacting to it. So that's what makes that the most relevant and the most needed for people that feel like they know shit that's going on. Facebook connects you to people you know that you possibly can't see. That's its biggest utility to me. That's why it's. Otherwise, Facebook would have been gone, honestly, because it's boring. And it's people.
It's Messenger essentially.
Yeah, it is. Messenger's better than me because Messenger.
Oh, it is.
But if it was only Messenger, then I wouldn't have as many Facebook friends. Essentially, so I would. Yeah, if Messenger was it, I would have like 12 Messenger friends. Like, you know what I'm saying? For the rest of you, it's not. I don't need to talk to you directly, but I like that option though. It's good for Facebook's about the option. I haven't seen this person in 10 years, but I still know where they are in case whatever. That the option's a lot. It's not even a small option, honestly, because that was literally impossible. You used to move away and you never saw that person again. That was it. Like, if you guys met again, that was a news story. Like, you know what I'm saying? Separated as youngsters, you still meet 20 years later. That's some Good Morning America shit. Facebook took all that shit out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's me. Tag.
Miss us with that.
Friend me, we can message and you talking in like an instant. So that's a beautiful thing. So that's why Facebook is its utility, because that will never not be useful. And the fact that it's tethered, that accounts are tethered to real people, makes it an extra utility for signing in elsewhere on the internet, where you want to make sure these are real people, not just bots or fake accounts and shit like that. So the realness of it. What else is there?
Instagram,
YouTube. IG's tight. IG's the hip place to be. IG's the club. IG's, you go there to stunt, celebrities there. That's the real celebrity row. Celebrities are there, hot girls are there, music's there, people literally DJing and shit. Like, there's parties there now. Like, if you go into a tight live, that comment section's. I'm going to literally people say, like, during the versus matches, and she's like, all right, there's like a break. All right, bro, I'm going to the bar. I don't need anything. Like, typing this, like, people may be losing their minds a little bit with the quarantine shit, but like, that's the feeling. People dressed up to watch some of these things in the living room, and that's tight because it's a real event. And there's like a million people literally see that, so that's a real, that's a tight place to be. Stars are there, stunt, pictures, hot girls. No one has to even say anything. I don't even know if they get anyone's opinion here. You know what I'm saying? It's all fun. That drives that.
YouTube,
I feel like is bigger than all those because YouTube is essentially not TV. Like, it's slipping into its own utility of just video entertainment, and all other video that gets dispersed everywhere else are just clips from that. You know what I'm saying? Literally. I can watch the whole podcast here, I can watch clips of it on Instagram, and then go watch the whole podcast here. You're coming back. You come back home. Like you said. So, yeah, YouTube's a whole utility.
it's a juggernaut.
And like Instagram, YouTube, you can make a whole career off of it. That's the biggest the biggest invention or whatever that's come away from like this tech boom, this 2.0. With social media is people being able to, or social media is becoming a foundation for people to use to drive their own thing. That's huge because that turns your thing from a passive thing to a utility. Like, I'm coming back to it every day for my livelihood. That's as serious as it gets. So yeah, the fact that they're Instagram models, like, that's not a small thing, and they're making real money. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with YouTube. Like people have their own channel, and that means what it means. Like CBS shows shit 24 hours a day. So can they, for real, quality from their home. Like you know what I'm saying? But just as I sent you that tournament. It was like Fall Guys tournament. And my biggest takeaway once I had been watching it for like 3 hours was like, this is really well done. Like, if this wasn't this could be ESPN. Like everything down to like them announcing and Pooh Bear, Grand Pooh. Shout out to Grand Pooh Bear. He was before his Twitch and stuff took off, like where he could do that primarily. He was an announcer, so he already had that in the bag, like just private parties or whatever. So him being able to transition that skill to his gaming skill and put on a tournament where he's announcing the tournament with this guy, they sound just like commentary for like the NBA. Like there's no difference. The tone's right. Even the bullshit points are right. Being able to throw to the different scenes. Also, they're throwing to the different scenes. They got people calculating the points in the back. The production crew. We got all the players like in real time watching the screen and going back giving commentary. We get their commentary. Like, yeah, this is really. I mean, like, but it's no different. There's no difference. Like, even down to, like, what got me was the music cues. People forget about that shit. Whereas, like, so when you have the host talking, there's no, like, usually no music under that, just in sports. There's usually no music under them until you throw them into, like, commercial or whatever. Then they'll come in underneath and just present you blah, blah, blah. But then when it goes to your statistics, when they're showing like an overlay of like a graphic and like the player and showing their stats or whatever, there's always like a little bit of music added to that right underneath. And it's usually like either some really wild guitar going or like maybe like a hip hop beat, like nothing super specific, but just there. Just an ambiance. It's just an extra thing, but they always do it. And they did it exactly where it's supposed to. It was just like they're for real. This is all in real. This is you can't distinguish this. You can't make this play if this is just internet TV. If you like this entertainment, this is delivered to the highest of its quality for this. And it's here. So yeah, just the fact that that's possible. So when you say I have a channel, that's it can mean something. It means as much as it should for the words you're using. Because there was a time where there was 3 of them, 3. Like you know what I'm saying. Then they expanded 12 and it was still big shit. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. And even when it spent to 100, it still meant that. I'm still. Yeah, you might have to go on the dial for a while, but I'm on one of those channels, and those channels still mean something because they're in everyone's house. Now, YouTube is in everyone's house, they're in everyone's pocket. And you have a channel on there, and you have real followers, real people watching these things. Like, I scrolled through, I was on some weird rabbit hole online. I was on ad revenue, because coming off the Joe Budden podcast, like, his whole thing with Charlemagne was just sad, really. It's just a big misunderstanding. They stopped listening to each other, and they've always had a tiff, but it's a burn bridge for no reason, in my opinion. But regardless of that, I was looking at like just different ad revenues, and like you charge your ads like per CPM, right? Cost per milli. But millions of thousands, 1,000 impressions. And like it was talking like if you can guarantee like 100,000 views, they measure that in 6 weeks after it's been posted. So posted 6 weeks, if you can guarantee 100,000 views on that, then these are what people are charging for per ad, per episode for those things. And it's basically just trying to, I was like, I was reading an article saying like, yes, how some podcasts make like 50,000 an episode. I was like, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. That's how I put it down. Okay. And so I went to Joe Rogan. I was like, what can he guarantee? Like, if he just puts out an episode at this point, what is he guaranteeing in views or whatever? And I was going back. I had to go 10 months back before I found a video that was under 1 million. And that was even at like 906. You know what I'm saying? It was just some random. And it was weird because even in that range, by the time I got there, the big interviews in that range didn't go huge. And I think it was like holiday season. I was like, what's going on here? Because I'm glad I only got 2 million. And RZA and Donnell Rollins, he got like 1.6, and Donnell Rollins only got 1.1. These were like really big moments. That it went like viral moments. But then it's also just on YouTube, like his whole audio, shit. It's Apple, Spotify, like everywhere podcasts are. So this is ignoring those numbers, but just here. Yeah, and I was like, well, so when you go to advertise, you can guarantee 1 million views. If you turn this shit on, and I talk for an hour, 1 million people are going to see it. Doesn't matter what we say. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I was just trying to think, like,
what kind of prices is he bringing in with that?
Yeah, well, I mean, or what's the potential there? It's huge potential there. Yeah, $100,000 an episode.
100,000 an episode?
Hundreds of thousands an episode.
He does an episode every day.
It's like 3. Yeah. So, and that's before Spotify. That's just him, Jamie. It's no deal. That's just him distributing, and that's just off of possible ad reads during the show. You see, when they did it live, and I don't know how the audio sounds because I think on audio there might be like an ad read before it starts. But that's just off of that. Just off of if he does like an ad read before the show starts, the prices he can charge for that per episode. Yeah. Because you can guarantee how many people are going to see it and whatever. So that's just that. That doesn't consider YouTube monetization, doesn't ad revenue that you built into other platforms that you can do, whatever. And then the fact that gives him more exposure to he's on the road, his Netflix specials, like, it compounds a lot.
His hustle.
He has vitamins. He has a whole vitamin company. So you can do ads for it on the thing, and then your money for it. You pay yourself for the ads for your own product, that then brings in more revenue. Like that's
a full circle.
It's vertical integration. So yeah, I was just because I got into that whole thing because Joe Budden went off for like 2 hours about Charlemagne and their whole tiff with the podcast and leaving Spotify and people saying he's doing bad business and whatever. And in his tirade, he had to shoot shots at Andrew. We shot shots at both of them, to be clear, but Andrew got a clip. And in that, I realized Joe doesn't know about these people because he got turned off to Andrew a long time ago. Like his criticism of his old Andrew, an Andrew that through his eyes only has notoriety by being under Charlemagne, which you could have argued at one point, even though then I would still say that's not your best argument, but Charlemagne had a big impact early. But since that spark, and since Brilliance is the biggest thing he does, it's probably the smallest thing he does. I don't think Joe Budden understands that really, of what that means. And when he was not armed with that information, it made me realize that he stopped taking information from. I don't even know why they still talk at all, like because they're not listening to each other. Because if they both have information to exchange for the other, but they're just egos. I don't know. This is something really personal there, and it's been for a long time. It's one we've kind of watched. Like they fuck each other, no, and like they be mad, and they be like state of the union or state of whatever show, like at the end of the year doing like a state wrap up. Well, it was like just I think it's state of the culture, but it was like a yearly wrap up. They did it like twice, I think, at the end of the year. Just what happened this year. So it was like, I guess they're alright. They're doing a whole show together, but like, I ain't cool the rest of the year. Like, what the fuck? So it's always been weird to me. Yeah, they need to be locked in a room with the truth and open ears. Because because I hate that there's a tiff there, because that's a important bridge, I think, going forward for podcasting, but then just black entertainment. It's not it shouldn't be on two different sides of history. But yeah, that just and so he threw clips at Andrew, and I was like, okay, he doesn't understand that. Andrew's independent grind is strong, and he does understand the value for things. That's why he moves the way he moves, and the income they're doing. Like they do the ad things as well, and then they came back to the guaranteed views. Andrew can guarantee 100,000, probably more than that. I didn't really go back and do the thing with like Joe Rogan, but probably 100, 200, 300, somewhere in that range. I think easy, like just on an off episode, 100,000 views. Just more than that. I feel bad that I'm underrated. It's like Joe Rogan numbers are like really right. But like, and they do like at least 2 ad breaks, 2 ads per episode, 2 or 3. So I'm like, all right. That's a real whack. And then they have the Patreon, which is one of the biggest Patreons in the world. And at the bottom of it, you can see how much is listened, how much it makes a month, because they post the numbers. And it was, it was like 78,000 something, like a month, just in subscriptions. That's like 900,000 a year. That's just Patreon. That doesn't count the ad stuff. For the ads, that's only counting YouTube views. Not counting all the audio stuff, which adds more numbers on that ad revenue. If there's any YouTube monetization, like see they're being choppy because they're flagrant. But if there is any of that, run it. And then just personally, they're on the road, so they're comedians, so they're getting just money from stages, and he's able to pay his crew because they'll come and film his things, and it's perpetual. So like, there's a lot of money coming in. Like, this was my point. And to see him as just an underling means you've been paying attention for like 5 years, because Joe Rogan brings up Andrew Schultz almost like once a week, just in reference, just because he's on his mind, because what he's doing, because it really is impressive. He changed the game truly as far as like releasing stand-ups without being beholden to the big companies. Netflix said no. He said, well then fuck you. I'm gonna get this to the people. And then he does that, and Netflix has come back like, we won't fuck with you now. You know, like, well, the price went up. So, like, and if you didn't know that, if you hadn't seen that, then you would talk the way you would talk about him. But when he started saying what he was saying, I was like, oh, he really doesn't know. And this sucks. Because if they were able to sit in the room and really exchange ideas as uncontentiously, they would have, everyone could benefit from all that. Like, he's not that he doesn't have anything to share, or it's not even that his mind's not in the right place, but Joe needs to be educated on certain things. And he has information to share because he has gone in some of these rooms with some of these people. And so, like, yeah, it's a sad misunderstanding that they're either yeah, I don't know. Just too big of egos. I don't know how they stop. Because at this point, I feel like Charlamagne's either gonna double down or literally never see Joe Budden's name again. Just let it go, and either way sucks. Yeah.
I hope they can just knock it, but I also think they might continue to be cool going forward. Just more of a thing of a I missed
2 hour time. It was 3.5 hour episode. 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half if I'm exaggerating, but at least an hour and a half. Was that Andrew and Charlamagne?
Oh, and it was just Venom.
It was Venom. He didn't want it to be Venom, but it was all that. And it was, but again, it wasn't all based in fact. It was weird. It was based on some weird stuff, like, because he was reading, like, because Charlamagne just, he's half owner of a big podcast network that was debuted on,
like, Black Speaker.
Yeah, I forgot the name, Black something.
Yeah.
But a lot of black podcasts and black entertainers bringing it to iHeart. And Joe's, like, breaking down his deal, like, he's like, you know what it doesn't say here? Stock options. It's like, well, but no press release ever says anything about numbers. Like, he knows that. Everyone knows that. If that happened, like, you're not ball players. If that happened, America would be done tomorrow. If you knew, if everyone just knew what X CEO was making, or what his bonus was, his guarantees in his contract, it would make people riot on Wall Street tomorrow. They're making how much? For what? He just fired. They closed 5 stores and laid off 30,000 people this year. He got a bonus? For what? Like, that's more than I've made in the last 5 years. That's a jet. That's real life. You don't want to see those numbers. People, that's all the time. That's just, these are just boring ass people that you know are rich but don't think about it because they're not famous. They just run shit. And when that's corporate America. And like, if you knew all their paychecks and that was published, and it's like, he doesn't sing or nothing.
Fire on the streets.
People would be. I don't think people would be able to handle that. There's a real reason for that, because like, even the people that you liked, I got even Howard Stern. Howard Stern's the guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's the trailblazer for that whole industry.
Okay.
When he was signing those deals with Sirius, when he got his exclusive with his own channel and shit, man, if he told you exactly what that was, I don't know. People would be like, "Oh, he deserves that." Fuck that. That would be the next breath. It's insane numbers for talking. He's just joking. I talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? People can combat, like, you can't sing like Beyonce. You don't have hips like her. I can't run you over like a linebacker. I can't throw 100-yard, 80-yard bomb like Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dunking on LeBron. I can't stand next to Shaq without his dick in my face. Like, there's certain things I know I can't do. But that, like that, and even standing up a comic, standing up in front of the crowds of 100 people, public speaking is like the biggest fear on the planet. I get all that. He's in a booth with his best friend talking about nothing for 2 hours, and they just gave him the Brinks truck. You're gonna have people feeling way about that, like, you know what I'm saying? Just inherently, because people feel a way about the shit they can't do. Don't put something in the ballpark. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Don't make them feel like they're making points.
Yeah, and that's again, we're just keeping entertainment, and we're talking about this is everything else. Like, just people just go to boardrooms, have meetings all day, and make 100 times what someone in the same time period makes breaking their back for the same company. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally killing them, taking years off of their life for the same thing, and their job's not secure. They might be fired tomorrow, and that, see what I'm saying?
There's guarantees.
That, I don't think people are ready for. We know these are the differences, but if these were published, like NBA and NFL contracts, I don't know. I don't know if we keep everything standing upright, because that's a lot of. It'd be just thrown in your face, because even like it would get to the point where you'd be like, why are you telling me this? Like, either give me some or shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it'd quickly get to a place of, I see people starving right there. Why is he getting the bonus? Like, that alone is a scary thought. Like,
that happens every year.
Yeah, like
coming
pitchforks
coming to a city near you this holiday season.
Amazon.
The 1% get wealthier. Yeah, I mean it's yeah, I don't. It's just so yeah. He kept making those points, like those were points we made. Like, what I don't see here is that it says, all right, you could be right that he's not getting these things, but you know that they wouldn't be printed here if he were, and he could be. You know, like so. It was weird. It was weird. I hate it. I hate
a lot of hate laced in.
It's not really hate. That's what I'm saying. Like, they have a really weird relationship. Like, because it's a relationship. Like, I can hate things. Like, and they usually don't matter though. Like, this matters deeply to both of them in different ways. They think they have different ways of getting to it. And they are, but like, I don't know. It's not that, different. I don't think. They just, I don't know. Joe's a crusader. And it's tight. That's what gets him here, and that's what we love, but like, I think he creates blind spots. And I don't know. It's like everything worked out. They will be both successfully independently, but like I just wish that wasn't. I felt like I watched the bridge burn today, like torched, and that made me sad.
I feel that.
Basically, that's what it came down to. I just felt sad because the stiff has always been there. It seemed like a relationship endured through it. Even though the tiff never even seemed founded. The sad thing, this will piss me off. I think that the whole crux of the beginning of any bad feelings or whatever was based off of a misunderstanding or off of an assumption. I don't know what that is. I can only make guesses. It doesn't matter. But I feel like the crux is miscommunication. Because even... this is the last part. Because like this is just so many points in it. Because like there was one point where because they text back and forth again, which is just crazy. Like, it's just the angriest text back or whatever. So like and he says Charlamagne says something to the effect of, "You just don't know what you're talking about." And Joe's response is like, "Yeah, but I'm a multi-millionaire moving this way." And then Charlie gets, and he's like, "You know what I got a response to that? Silence." And Joe's like, "Yeah, I said that to say that I've made it this far, so I know a little something. I'm not like completely ignorant in it. I'm doing okay. I'm doing well. Not okay. I'm doing well. Like, but he saw Charlemagne's silence as him okay, so he was saying that to say that he was doing well, but it's also a little stuck, kind of throwing. It was like light flex, bro. I'm a millionaire. I'm good. I know what I'm talking about, at least a little bit. But he took Charlamagne's silence as, all right, he's stunning on me, whatever. Like I didn't mean. He said I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, like whatever. I'm like, I don't think Charlamagne's feelings were hurt. I don't think he's stunning on Charlamagne. Charlamagne's definitely a multimillionaire. Like, and then I sat there trying to figure out who would have more money in the situation, and it might be close or it might not be.
No, that's Charlamagne.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I mean,
no. See, you're freeing a whole hit though. I feel like maybe pump
it up.
Yeah.
No, pump it up is great. No, I'm not saying
whole hit though.
No,
still pays.
But I mean, it's not doing what all of Charlamagne's stuff together was doing.
Sure, but that was like,
and his stuff's more recent.
Ago. I mean, money like grows if you have it. Though.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know how Joe spends it.
Sure, but that's not an inference we can make regardless. But like, I'm saying he had bigger money coming in before Charlamagne had any.
Oh, okay.
Coming in, so that can't be discounted. You can't discount it. It's not popping now. People have yachts off of shit they did years ago. That's why you do it.
Yeah.
So like it's not so, but that's that. And then he's done stuff after. He works with Revolt now. He makes however much he makes off podcasts with Spotify even before. He did stuff with Complex, but that was short lived. But there's income there. But I don't know. Charlamagne's #1 radio show for however long in New York. We've seen them re-sign and shit, so there's definitely been pay raises in the course of being there. Syndication checks, they have to get more for getting into these extra markets, I would think. That would all be part of that contract negotiation. #1, I don't know if it's #1 book, but
best-selling book.
New York Times bestseller book, 2 of them. That's not small. It's not nothing. I don't know what it is. I don't know how much you make from that.
Yeah, that's
because there's that. There's some book tours in there. There's some speaking engagements. So I mean,
podcasts.
And then they do ads on the podcast, heavy and have. So yeah, my first thought was Charlamagne has more money.
Yeah,
but I really tried to give the benefit of the doubt, just because he thought that, and that's what I'm like. I think they haven't. He's been paying attention, but like kind of discounting it at the same time. Just because you're an employee and someone's writing you a check doesn't mean that check's small. You know what I'm saying? Like, NFL players are cut a check, but it's like a mortgage every time they do it. That, like, you know what I'm saying, for like max contracts. Like LeBron gets a check every like 2 weeks from the NBA or whatever that schedule is. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So when he thought his Charlamagne silence was a stunt, I think Charlamagne was like, he's really not listening if he thinks, and also he thinks I'm not rich. Like, so I wouldn't keep talking to you either. Like, I wouldn't, like, that's a weird. You're trying to start on the wrong person, and it's weird that you didn't know I'm the wrong person. So I don't understand that thing. I don't know. In closing for me, I guess I just want them to be okay. It doesn't matter either way, but it might.
I think this is another scenario if someone has to get out of the hole they dig with their heels. People digging their heels deep, and I mean, this is for Joe more like, because he's dug in his heels and he's dug deeper. Like, he's got to come out of it, think about the things he's been seeing these other people do. I mean, because with Pump It Up, you made a really good point. Joe might have more money than Charlamagne, but I don't think that immediately because of assumptions I have about both of them. I assume Charlamagne's smarter with his money than
that's you shouldn't go for that.
That's well, I mean,
bad assumption to start with. There's no reason to think that. There's no reason. Yeah, you can't. You should.
Well, I mean, his satisfaction with his deals overall.
Yeah, but he was. That's.
I mean, Joe Budden's not satisfaction with the majority of his deals.
That's music business. Strawman's never the music business.
Even for Complex.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it to say that something about Joe Budden is
That doesn't make that
either harder to work with or
it's money. Like,
I mean,
terrible.
It doesn't. But I mean, I preface with I'm making some assumptions here. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not happy about it.
Don't make this. Work off of not making those assumptions because it's bad. It's not a good place because now you're leveraging opinions into facts and standing on it, and that's you're not gonna win doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't have enough information.
You might not. Like I don't understand. What do you?
Well, I mean,
what are the holes?
All I know that Joe Budden has the state of the culture. He has the Joe Budden podcast. He did the Complex. I think he has one more show that he does with Remy Ma, and then I don't know the name of that one. And
That's a revolt.
Oh, that's the Revolt TV one. Mm-hmm. Is that the State of the Culture one, or are those two separate?
State of the Culture is with Remy and Ebony and the other dude, and then he has the Pull Up, which is just him doing one-on-one interviews with people. It's the podcast. When Corona's not a thing, they tour the podcast as well. So they do live.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm not working with enough information. I didn't know he was even doing that. So yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know who's making more money.
Well, that wasn't really the point. Though I only brought that.
He shouldn't have been trying to stunt.
I only brought that point up. No, not that he shouldn't have been trying to stunt. Is that he thought he was stunting. That's the problem. Like, if you're gonna stunt on the right person where it makes like you wouldn't. You're not gonna go up to Diddy and put a money phone up, like, because that's not money to him. Like, it's like what Jay-Z said in like his verse, like that's see old money phones. That's not really money over here. It does. It's not though. Like that might impress the other people on your Instagram feed, but dude, please, like we have money. Like, yeah. So for that to be your stunt on someone, you should know that they should feel stunted upon. It should be very obvious. A millionaire doesn't stunt I have millions to another millionaire. Because it doesn't make sense. Because the response is me too. So what? Like, that part is moot. Like, that's not impressive over here. Like, it can't be. It's impressive that
you're... the bar.
It was...
In this case.
Yeah, it's just not a... Yeah, it's not a one-up. But I feel like it felt like he said it to be a one-up, and he still took it that way even after the fact. He took his silence as the fact that he felt offended. You see what I'm saying? But like the fact that he thinks he was offended that he stunted on him by money is strange. Like, it means you've been paying attention to how much he's been incoming. That's my point on it. That's the only reason I brought up the money for that point. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. The whole point is their ideals and really what they're trying to accomplish. Is ownership or being run by versus being run by like an organization or a big corporation that you don't control and not really having ownership and whatever.
What's the value of ownership?
No, what's the value of ownership? It's just what's the...
How needed is it?
It's not... It's... do you own your shit? Like, this is really not... It's do you own it? All the rest of... the importance of ownership is unequivocal. It's... The first thing that people are going to try to do is buy your shit because there's value in it. And we figured that out with Masterpiece. So you're still figuring out... You need to own your shit. Licensing would be your best bet. It's like a rental. But no. That's why all the music people got fucked because they didn't own their masters. That's why Brandy couldn't sing her theme song to her own show, like because someone else was fucking. It's crazy. So yeah, no, they're trying to do the same thing. It's just there are the arguments about how to do it, and it's a argument based on misunderstanding after misunderstanding and not listening to each other. It's just sad. I guess it's really yeah. Nothing more. My biggest takeaway is sad. I hope it works, but after the last podcast,
More than likely won't.
yeah, I don't see reconciliation. I was just throwing a whole extra syllable in there.
Those tongue twisters.
Yeah, I don't see it happening soon. It's gonna take a little while from this point because yeah, it was like a nuclear option. And I don't even know if he knows it was that. That's another joke. I hope Joe's okay. Really, I really hope Joe's okay. Like, not even joking. I've talked too much.
Joe be pissed.
Yeah, but like, that's fine. Yeah, it's not even that he's not. Yeah, it's just weird. It just sucks. It just sucks. Because they both come from the same place, and their egos are both what they are, big, and I don't know. Neither of them really stand down from these kind of things. So yeah, I don't think it. Hopefully, it doesn't escalate more. But I just hope it. I don't know. 10 years from now, maybe we'll get a real. We squash this shit, but.
I mean, I have hopes for reconciliation just because of the way they both talk about reconciliation, and they've both had reconciliation with different people. I just think it might take a couple of years. Might jump on an interview. Oh yeah, it's been a while. Da 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 da.
No, that will not happen. Jump on an interview.
Which way?
Who? Where?
I mean, they can make it a neutral thing, or they might jump on each other's podcast.
Who owns it? There's no mutual. No, like you're not listening. Like, who owns the shit? Dead ass serious. You coming over here? Hell no. You coming over here? Fuck no. Alright then. There's no co-collaboration between the Breakfast Club and the Joe Budden podcast. Maul will shoot up that shit first. Like, what are you talking about?
Ain't no being cool over here.
Rory will turn black before that shit happens. It's impossible.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I would love it. I want that to happen. Everyone involved has made it pretty clear through not having to be very clear that that's very impossible. It's just, if you see, I don't know.
I gotta watch the Joe Budden podcast.
Even before that wasn't gonna happen. But now that shit is off the table. Like,
he tore the check. Huh? He tore the check.
Like, it's just crazy. It's just sad. Sad's the only word I got for it. Like, it's a shame. Because it didn't have to be this way. I feel like I've been seeing this slide. And this was like a super bars
drop off,
plummeting. Yeah, big sell off, and yeah. Because if I'm watching that and I'm Charlamagne, I'm just not talking to this person again because they're like that. I'd be mad. But
you don't know who the fuck you talking to.
Well, not even like. It'd be beyond that, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's... Because that's not even a stranger. Like, so he knows who talking to. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not... I know this person's talking to me and he really feels this way. Okay, then we don't need to do this anymore. We just don't need to do it anymore. Like, I would...
It's a waste of time.
Yeah, or just everything. It's just nothing good that's come from it. Or not enough good. It's a shame. It really. I'm gonna be thinking about this for way too much longer. Like it's gonna bother me at least for the rest of the day because like he torched that shit. It was like you see the explosions. It was bad. So Yeah, but that's pretty much our time. We're over. I talked way too long about that. But.
Nah, it gets real out here.
Yeah, I watched it just before doing this. It was 3 hours. It's still happening. Then even after he was done, like,
felt the
like,
energy.
Damn, son, like, what the fuck? He's got let that shit go sometimes. Like, he's like, what the fuck? Like, because it was.
Oh, if Maul was like that, it's a wrap.
You have to see it. Like, it's really unbelievable. It's as long as that. As soon as I saw it, like 3.5 hours, it's gonna be some shit. Sheesh. And there's a whole podcast. It's almost like 2 different podcasts that episode. Because there's a whole thing of regular. It's all good. Like they're just.
Oh, and he starts off hot. I could already.
No, he starts off cool. That's what I'm saying. Like it started off cool. They kind of tease it that we know this happened, and then but they get in regular shit. Da 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 da. Hour goes by and you're just like, this is gonna be regular. Then like he starts and you're like, there's 2.5 hours left. Then he finishes and you're just like, there's 10 minutes left. It's like, God damn, Joe.
He's just channeling.
And he could have avoided it. It's crazy. It's wild. I can't even say it was hugely entertaining. It was just sad, but like from
tragic and dynamic.
Yeah. Because it wasn't even watched like the only reason I watched the whole thing I always watch just whole things, but like for this one in particular, multiple times I was like, I go and turn this off. I think I get it, but I was like, I don't want to miss a point that could be, and I want to understand why this is happening because. From the first time, Charlamagne did go on Joe Budden podcast like years and years ago. They were Tifty then. Rory was banned from Breakfast Club somewhere in this time, which is weird because it's not like Rory was ever going to go on Breakfast Club. Rory, it's weird. It's been weird for a long time.
Their relationship in general,
like, yeah, it's a thing. Someone could investigate it further, but they just need a room with maybe an NDA where nothing in this room is ever talked about outside of this room again, and just a promise to be honest and listen. Like, you guys are both known for being extremely honest. That's your whole bag, both of you. If you can do that to each other for real, right here, I think you can at least come to an understanding.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything for that, but they don't even have to have a working relationship in any way. That doesn't matter. Like, they'll be fine individually in their directions, but like, just as for they always like to represent the culture before the culture. That is part of the culture. These kind of fragmentations for no reason. Like, when we talk about all the dumb shit, the violence and shit that happens in the streets and us killing each other, it all comes from this problem. Not to say that this is that serious. It's not going to escalate into gun violence because they have a lot of police and they're responsible and whatever. Yeah. But, well, you know, Joe's not above hurting himself. He's got albums about that. Like, but regardless. Yeah, it's from these misunderstandings between people that should be in stride together, boosting all this war faster. Because if they were all on the same teams, everyone would achieve their goals faster and harder, for sure. Because they both have power in the space. It's Vegeta and Goku refusing not to fuse when Boo's trying to blow up the whole planet. Like, the whole thing was like, yeah, but we don't want to team up. Fuck that. I'll fight him, and then you can come fight him, and if you come at the wrong time, I'm going to fight you. But, like, I don't want to do the dance. Dance, you're not wearing earrings. That's forever. And even once we do the dance, I don't like how I feel together. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can save the world, we can do it. Fuck that. I'll chance that. Take the chance. It's literally Goku and Vegeta refusing to do the fusion dance.
Planet
and everything's on the line. Vegeta said that multiple times. in multiple arcs. What? You gotta fuck it, dude. It's like what do you say? Nah, it's not worth it. Like, let him blow it up then. He literally said that. Come on, Vegeta. I'm serious, Kakarot. I don't like it. I'd rather die than do that embarrassing dance. Like, they don't want to do the fusion dance. But the world needs saving, and we need that few Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll leave it there.
Big moral of the story is big moral of the story is try to keep with your people. Stop fragmenting so easy, beefing over shit for no reason.
Just listen to each other. Really keep open ears, and really listen to each other.